sold my soul and stole the gold from royalty. I'm locked and loaded till the motor overheats. I'll rock the boat in seas I'm not supposed to be. The Holy Ghost is in my broken bones, and heaven only knows what being poked awoke in me. The homes of those who tried to slow my roll and throw me to the wolves will turn out burnt and smoldering. I'm filling the coffers with everything that I wanted, and then I'll drag them behind me so they will not be forgotten. I hit the bottle so often that when I did hit the bottom, it didn't hurt even a bit, but now I proceed with caution, and I've been haunted.
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here with the Navigator, Mr. Ricardo Torres, in the Mike File Studio, 52 miles east of Jellystone Park. And it's just a lovely, blustery Monday night.
Yeah.
We've been having a lot of wind. Man, I've been hating this shit. I've been working on that goddamn truck for so long.
But at least it's not snow this year.
Right.
So far.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I'd rather have snow, to tell you the truth. I could at least get my snowboard out.
Yeah.
But so what's been happening, man?
Just
grinding away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been this is one thing after another.
And yesterday it was like the day when I just took off from work, went home, and then an hour later my wife is like, "Oh no, we gotta go to the dinner," and I was like, "What the?"
Oh God, that's always lovely when you get you get the surprise dinner.
Yeah. So
I hate that.
Oh my God.
That's what's it's nice about being single.
Yeah.
Like Bill Burr. Let's go see my parents. Oh my God. Yeah. Anyways.
So yeah, it's like I woke up and I was like, "Where the fuck am I?" And she's like, "No, we've gotta go to a dinner," and it's like gotta bring every kid. So it's
yeah, like herding cats.
Yeah.
You get one of them situated and the other one's running off the other way.
But it made me laugh because I drove there with Andrew, and on the way back, I brought Javi home because he was almost falling asleep. So
Yeah.
it's like,
He'd had enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, kids are funny, man.
Yeah.
They're a trip. Well, I hate to keep beating on a dead horse, but I'm going to get back into the Rittenhouse thing. Just because that seems to be the nature at hand, and then also the other thing that happened in Wisconsin today, or I guess it was last night. Terrible. You know, feel bad for all those people that had to, whatever they're still going through it. They literally every ambulance in that town, they had everyone called out, and they were bringing in ambulances from other places.
Yeah.
Guy just goes ripping through there. I mean, the video is just, it's, I don't even want to play it.
No.
It's so bad to watch. They said apparently he'd been in a fight with his girlfriend or something.
Oh, whatever.
It's
still not an excuse to.
Well, like I said, it may, and I hate to be a speculator like these other jackass news organizations who we've just been watching, your CNNs and MSNBCs, and we'll get into that here in a minute, but it makes you wonder. It's so close to Kenosha, and all the unrest over this Rittenhouse verdict. It's like, was he one of the protesters, and he was pissed off about it, and he was like, I'm going to go to this small community, this small white community, and I'm just going to mow some fucking people down?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not making that. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it makes you wonder, like, okay, what the fuck really went on here?
Yeah.
Like, why'd this guy just decide to do that? I mean, it's a fucking parade. You could, if you live in the community, you know that that's going on. It's just like in Cody, if there's a parade. I mean, we don't. I mean, obviously we've got one of the biggest 4th of July parades. Yeah. But we also have the St. Patrick's Parade, and they do the homecoming. Yeah, and you know when that's going on. You're not going to just go flying.
No.
I mean, I remember in 06, I was working downtown at a store doing retail. Retail sucks. Don't ever work retail. Young people, you shouldn't be watching my show anyways, but don't ever work retail because that shit sucks. But anyway, a lady was killed in the parade that year, and it really. We were sitting out front of the shop that I was working at, and this horse just spooked and took off, and it went sprinting by us, and we were just like, oh, and she's hanging on, and that thing, it got up to the intersection at the Irma, and it froze up, and the horseshoe slid on that concrete street, and it hit one of those concrete joints, and the horse went right over the top, and it killed her right there.
Yeah.
And we saw it happen, and it was ugly.
Yeah.
It was ugly. It was really bad. It was a bad deal, and but that was just an anomaly.
Yeah.
I mean, so to think about I mean, if you see the footage, it's crazy. This dude he had to have been doing 60, 70. I mean, he was just flying and just mowing people over and not even showing any sign of stopping. So, I mean, what puts a person in that frame of mind? I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, I got one DUI, and that was, 24 years ago, and I wasn't in the mindset that I was going to run people. I mean, there's something else going on there. There's something else behind this thing. I don't know what it is. It can't just be a fight with your girlfriend either.
No.
But you're just going to go out and run people. You're in a fight with your girl, so you're going to go run innocent people over. Come on, bullshit. There was some kind of motivation behind this thing, and I don't know what the guy's record is or what. But anyway, that's beside the point. I guess we just watched that video with everybody talking about state lines.
That's bullshit.
And how many of you out there, and I don't give a shit what side of the fence you're on, but how many of you out there heard really, really horrible coverage of this Rittenhouse thing?
Yeah.
That he was a white supremacist.
Crossing state lines with a weapon. It's like,
and he lived 1 mile.
Yeah.
1 mile from the Wisconsin state line. The kid worked in Kenosha.
Yeah.
Family in Kenosha. The gun was in Kenosha. And the deal that he had with his buddy who bought the gun for him, under Wisconsin law, he's not allowed to purchase the firearm, but somebody can purchase it for him.
Okay.
And their deal was that the firearm stayed in a safe unless they were taking it to the range. And because of the circumstances, when they were asked to go help out with the riots, and these were riots, these were not protests, people. They burned that fucking place. I mean, what they did to those people's car lots and buildings and people's property. I mean, they burnt protesters.
Yeah, they don't.
You want to protest? Hey, we have the right to peacefully assemble and protest. That's part of what makes up America. But what that does not entail is burning other people's property and looting and rioting. And this was supposedly a Black Lives Matter protest.
No,
and then you have this Joseph Rosenbaum just come out of a mental institute.
Yeah.
Got charged with 11 different counts of child molestation and rape. Okay? And he's out there in the street yelling, "Shoot me, N-word, shoot me, N-word." He kept dropping, and this is a 36-year-old white child molester.
Yeah.
This is the guy that went after Rittenhouse. Told him the night prior, if he saw him alone, he'd kill him.
Yeah.
Effing kill him. I said, "I'll fucking kill you if I catch you alone." There's video of Rittenhouse running to get a fire extinguisher when they lit the dumpster on fire. And he runs up and he puts it out. And the look on Rosenbaum's face, the look of indignance, I mean, he's looking at him like he wants to kill him right there. And I mean, they said the guy was on his meds. I don't care. There ain't no meds for a child rapist.
Yeah.
There's not. I mean, castration? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, is they let a dude like that. That dude should have got life.
Yeah.
If you have 11 counts of child molestation and child rape, and we're talking about boys between the age of 9 and 11, okay? He ruined those kids' lives. Now,
and yet he's out there free.
Right.
Yeah.
And he got state time. So he got 10 years in state. So I don't even know how much time he actually did, because in the state you can get parole real quick. And they tend to let these chomos out before they do anybody else. I mean, if you're a dude out there, selling drugs to consenting adults, they don't mind throwing 20, 30 at you, whatever.
Yeah.
But you go out and you're a little baby rattler, messing with kids, and they let them out. They let them out so quick, and they have the highest recidivism rate of any criminal, period. It's child molesters or sex offenders, whatever you want to call them, and then bank robbers. For some reason, bank robbers always reoffend, and I think it's because it's the adrenaline or something.
Yeah, but bank robbers.
But you know what the average take is on a bank robbery?
No.
It's anywhere between $1,200-$1,400 is it?
Really?
Yeah, and it's a federal offense immediately. And if you use a firearm,
oh
boom.
my God, yeah.
So that's why they always use notes.
Yeah.
Well, you went through bank teller training and all that.
Yeah.
You were told what to do, and what were you told to do?
Oh yeah, you just hit the button under your desk.
If you can, right?
It calls the police immediately. It's like.
But if you can, they tell you that if you're going to give yourself away by hitting a button, then don't do it.
Yeah.
And they want you to make sure and give them the bait money, right?
Yeah.
That's because believe it or not, I was a bank teller as well, and that was the thing. They were like, if you feel, and they would. I mean, we went through training about it, and it was like they want you to be very aware of description. They say, take note of the person. Get a really, take note of their physical features. If they have tattoos, anything like, take note of that. Hit the button if you can, but don't if you feel it. They said if you feel it all like you're jeopardizing your own safety, then don't hit the button, and then try and get them the bait money.
Yeah,
because every drawer had the bait money in there.
Yep.
And we didn't have die packs. I don't know, some banks do, but I don't know. I digress with the whole bank robbery thing. Anyway, but so the child molesters, and that's something in this country that's got to be addressed at some point in time, because these guys getting these light ass sentences, and then they just go out there and they do it again. Yeah. And God knows how many times they've gotten away with it and they've not been charged. It's not like they just go out and do this one time and get caught.
Yeah.
Guys like this have done this before.
Yeah.
They're not just, it's not just like, they just got caught. So this cat gets out. Apparently he was in some kind of mental place, whatever. They said that there was no proof that he was on his medication, which I don't, like I said, what's the medication?
Yeah.
I mean, what's it going to do for a guy like that?
No.
I mean, and Rittenhouse is 17. This dude's 36.
Yeah.
He's been down in prison for who knows how long. He's a child molester, so he obviously didn't have a good time in prison. However, the prisons are set up now that if you mess with a child molester, you're going to get an extra chunk of time put on your bit. Yeah. Yeah, when I was in the feds, if I laid hands on a child molester, they give you an extra 5 years.
Oh my God.
They call it a hate crime. So that's why I never put hands on. I always made their lives miserable.
Yeah.
I mean, in my unit, I made sure that they, I was a store man. They couldn't get any store. They couldn't watch TV. They really couldn't get off their bunk.
Good.
Like I didn't allow them to get their laundry done. They couldn't get their their khakis ironed or anything. They had nothing coming.
Yeah.
Nothing. They could be on their rack or they could be over in the chapel, and that's where they all hung out, in the chapel, because they were all asking for forgiveness or something.
Oh,
they
God.
thought that they were, you'd see them, you'd watch them when they'd come in, and you'd see them go to, if you'd see a dude go straight to the chapel.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I know what you're up to. You got short eyes, dude. But, so this guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He's a piece of shit.
No, you don't have to be sorry. It is.
I mean, if that was, I can't speak for the dude's family. I'm sure that they're suffering, but I'm sure they've been suffering for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
And if that was my kid, if my kid did that, you know what? I don't know if he'd make it to prison, because straight up, dude, that's bullshit. So that's the first one. That's the first one that the Rittenhouse kid knocks off. Is this? And not like he was running from him. He was trying to get away.
Yeah.
The dude had threatened him. The dude's 36, has been in prison. That kid's 17. You saw the video of that kid.
Yeah.
He's soft. He's soft.
Yeah.
Dude, that kid, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 45, and, There might be a 17-year-old out there somewhere that could take me on, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
I mean, for one thing, I'm crafty because I'm old.
Yeah.
I've been through it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's probably some 17-year-olds that are bigger and stronger than me, but you know what? I mean,
Yeah. No.
I got that experience. So, I mean, this guy's same way. He's been in prison. I mean, he's not, that Rittenhouse kid is not.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw him.
No.
Pudge. He's still got that baby fat,
Yeah.
man. You know, a pudgy little kid. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, nice kid. He seems to be.
Yeah.
Seems to be well-spoken and intelligent and shit. But I mean, come on, man. Going up against a 36-year-old inmate, that dude's an animal.
Yeah.
And that kid is a sheep. I mean, and then he tries to take that firearm, and there's no doubt he would have taken that firearm, and he would have killed that kid.
Yeah.
Self-defense, case number one, right? Next one. The guy with the skateboard. You know? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you can see this up here on my wall, but that right there is a 151. That's a skateboard from Burnside, Portland. It's one of the last ones they made, right? So I don't ride it because it's kind of a collector's thing. Okay, now if I was to take that thing and I was to swing the flat of it at you and hit you on the back with the flat of that thing, it's really not going to do much.
Yeah.
But if I take that thing and I swing the side of it at you, and that's how Huber, when you watch the video, he swung it at that kid like this. That versus this is going to make a big difference. I mean, you get hit with the flat of that, it's going to be like doing a belly flop in a pool. But you get hit like this.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you know, that's the difference between, like, I mean, that's like jumping off a cliff and hitting a rock. Yeah. You know, I mean, and that's how he hit him. Yeah. And he did it twice. And he had a gun. He'd been in trouble for strangulation. Yeah. False imprisonment, which for those of you who don't know, false imprisonment is basically kidnapping. Yeah. It's holding somebody against their will. And the rap sheet goes on for that guy. Yeah. He kills him. He didn't want to. He had to. It was self-defense. And let's take note that those two guys are white. Yeah. And what color is Rittenhouse? White. Yeah. Number 3 comes along. This son of a bitch, Grosskreutz. Yeah. Gage Grosskreutz. How'd you like to spell that name your whole life? Yeah.
Grosskreutz.
Grosskreutz. I think it's spelled Grosskreutz.
Oh my God.
It's a Wisconsin name. He admits on the stand that Rittenhouse did not pull his firearm and shoot him until he pulled the firearm on him. Because he came up doing this hands up shit. Yeah. Acting like he didn't have a piece. Now, what's a medic, 29-year-old medic, who's already had a gun charge against him, mind you. He's had a couple DUIs. He's had a gun charge. He's had a number of other charges. So he's like, you know, I mean, I don't know how the guy's a medic, for one. Yeah. To me, I think of a medic as somebody that's going to be out there doing what the kid was doing.
Exactly, the opposite.
Like the kid, he's going out and he's offering, you know, he's asking if anybody needs medical. Yeah. That's all he was doing. He was carrying that piece with him because, you know, I mean, that was terrifying. I mean, you watch those videos. It was terrifying, dude. That was a war zone. That's a 17-year-old kid. Which leads me to keep asking the question is, where in the fuck were the police? Where were the men of that community? Yeah. Why was nobody stepping up and shutting these idiots down? Yeah. You can't tell me that in a city of 100,000 people that there aren't enough men out there to go down and just shut that shit down. Yeah. You're talking about a bunch of little punks. Yeah. I mean, really, these guys are punks. I mean, the Hubert guy was 27. He's got a skateboard. Yeah. He ain't got a car. He ain't got a truck.
No, but it's funny. I was just thinking, like, if they tried to pull something like that here in Cody,
it'd be done. Yeah. It'd be over.
Yeah.
It wouldn't go anywhere. Yeah. I mean, it'd be like, good luck. Yeah. I mean, anybody come out here, you got to assume that everybody's packing. Yeah. I mean, when I was thinking about going out to Los Angeles to do some work right after the initial riots with the George Floyd thing, and I called the COVID hotline out there to ask, you know, and the lady I talked to was really nice, and I said, listen, I said, here's the deal. I said, you know, I've got a couple of dispensaries that got trashed down there that they need fixed up. I'm coming from Wyoming. I said, I've got a big trailer, and, you know, I'm 42 feet long going down the road. Yeah. And I told her the neighborhoods where Excuse me.
Bless
Jeez,
you.
Jiminy squadrons. Where's my mask? And she straight up told me, she goes, okay, you're from Wyoming. She goes, so I know that you're packing. And I said, well, ma'am, actually, I'm actually an ex-felon, so I'm not. And she just said no. She goes, don't even think about it.
Yeah.
She goes, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but don't come out here. And I was like, okay, thank you. And I mean, a city like Los Angeles, you can understand how the mob could, mob rule could take over, but in a small, the place is the size of Billings.
Yeah, it's
can you imagine if they tried that shit in Billings? No, it wouldn't go any further.
Yeah,
I don't think.
No.
I mean, I've heard Billings has gotten bad, though. I've got a buddy of mine that lives up there, and I talked to him the other night, and he said it's getting really bad up there.
Okay.
But people aren't working.
Yeah.
People don't want to work. You got inflation.
Which is just...
The inflation is through the roof, man.
Yeah.
I mean, good God. Every time I've gone to the store recently, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And you throw that in, and you do have a volatile...
Yeah.
Volatile people, but... The whole reason that they rioted about this thing was because of a guy that had a felony warrant.
Yeah.
Jacob Blake had a felony warrant. He had sexual assault charges against him towards the mother of his children.
Yeah.
He'd gone to pick up his children. Now, I have not gotten to the bottom of it because she's not been cooperative.
Yeah.
She called the police on him, though. They had to show up because he had a felony warrant. Mm-hmm. So, if you're a cop and you get a call and you run the guy's name and he's got a felony warrant,
you immediately,
you got to go.
Yeah.
Right? I think there's probably times where,
yeah,
in certain situations, I can imagine, especially if these cops had interaction with the guy.
Yeah.
And he'd been a problem.
Oh, yeah.
They're probably like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
They show up, and the guy's got the 3 kids in the vehicle, right? So he's obviously, okay, and it's a rental vehicle that's rented under the children's mother's name. So it's not his rental vehicle. So right there, you've got, she's saying that he's not allowed to take that vehicle.
Yeah.
That's Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to take the kids, is what she's saying. That's kidnapping.
Kidnapping, yeah.
The kids are in the back seat. The police have their guns drawn on him because you've got a violent felon with a fucking warrant. They're telling him to drop the knife, to get on the ground. He's blatantly disregarding what they're saying. Opens the driver's side door, reaches under the seat. At that point, they shoot him.
Yeah, it's like, what
do you expect
to do? Yeah.
As a white man, if I did that, I'd expect to get fucking shot.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is when they started writing, this dude actually said that he wished they wouldn't do that. Like, he kind of spoke out against it.
Yeah.
To his credit, but not much credit.
Yeah.
But a little, a little bit. But that's what caused this whole thing. And that was apparently, tensions were high at the time. You just had the George Floyd thing go down. Everything was just it was a powder keg at the time.
Yeah.
It still is.
Oh, yeah.
Look at it. It still is. It's just one, every big city is just one stupid incident away. And you look at, the whole defund the police thing. And then, like, in Minneapolis, they were like, no, don't defund the police. But, that's where it started.
Yeah. It's like, wait, do you want us to defund it or not?
Yeah,
it's like,
because who are you calling? Who are you calling when shit gets fucked up and crazy? Social workers ain't taking care of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's gonna handle it?
Yeah.
You have to have
a police.
And they need to be responsible. And there's been some sideways stuff that's happened for sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm sick and tired of seeing. For instance, there was and I forget the man's name in Sacramento, the young man, but he had a cell phone and was gunned down in a backyard for a cell phone. He wasn't doing it,
Yeah.
It happens. It does. And it's something that should never happen, but
yeah.
But it shows you that, like the Jacob Blake guy, it shows you that he had no regard for his children either, because he put himself within the range of being fired upon. Number one, he had cops with guns pulled on him.
Yeah.
He gets in the vehicle in the front seat,
Yeah,
in the driver's seat, and his 3 children are in the back seat.
Yeah.
So he's between his kids and these police officers, and they don't know what he's getting,
Exactly.
but they do know his past.
Yeah.
And he's blatantly disregarding them. So
It's his
what are
fault.
What are they to think?
Yeah.
What are they to think that he's going for? Does that make them racist cops?
No.
I don't think it does. I don't think it does at all. I don't think it does. I think the same outcome happens if that dude's white.
Yeah.
If that dude's white, I think you have the same outcome with that behavior.
Yeah.
I don't see how you don't.
No.
Quite honestly, if I do that,
Yeah.
if I do something stupid like that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get.
Or if I do that,
and then
just because I'm Latin, so
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
And here's the bad thing. On ABC News, the dude lived.
Yeah.
He's partially paralyzed now. He's
Yeah.
in a wheelchair. He lived. ABC News claimed he died.
Wait, what?
A lot of these major news organizations, like we just watched, said that he died. They also said that Rittenhouse shot and killed black men. Didn't happen.
What?
They searched Rittenhouse's phone. No evidence whatsoever of any kind of white supremacy searches.
Yeah.
Not involved in any kind of white supremacist Facebook groups or social media groups. Nothing whatsoever. The kid
Oh my
came
God.
out and said he supported BLM.
Yeah.
He said he supported BLM. So you saw the kid. He was
Yeah.
not a killer.
No.
That's a 17-year-old
Yeah.
pudgy kid.
Exactly. It's like,
He's out there trying to play Boy Scout.
yeah. And then next year he'll
Now,
probably
was
go
it
to college. And then,
Was it a good idea for him to be out there with the
No.
AR-15 in the middle? But I don't know that he anticipated those things, those
Yeah.
riots to be like that. I don't think that people necessarily anticipated Kenosha, Wisconsin to
no.
burn it to the ground. I guess that shows you the tension that's out there, and but a lot of it is just it's unprovoked, and it's just ridiculous. There's
Yeah.
so many people out there right now that just want to. I mean, every single stupid thing that happens, it's racist.
Yeah.
It's racist, it's sexist, it's blah blah blah.
Oh my God.
And it's not. That's not the case.
I fucking hate it because it's like,
Yeah.
why do you have to turn into something racist or into
Right.
something sexist or?
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
just,
sometimes you have
Yeah.
people that are assholes, and it doesn't matter what the color of their skin. Assholes are assholes. That's why I always hate it
Thank you.
whenever I hear some dude, especially out here, and this is the fucking shit I hear all the time out here is there's black people and then there's N-word, and I look at him and I
Oh
say,
my
listen,
God.
motherfucker, here's the deal. There's good people
And bad
and there's
people.
assholes.
Yeah.
And you don't use a racial slur to define.
Yeah.
You define an asshole by defining him as an asshole.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times I've had to have that conversation with these nitwits out here.
No.
I hate hearing that. That's the most ignorant
Yeah.
fucking shit in the world to say that shit. I mean, it's absolutely fucking ignorant.
Yeah.
It's stupid. And I don't abide by it. I don't listen to it. If I hear it, I put the kibosh
Yeah.
on it right there. It's like, dude, no, you're fucking,
Yeah.
you're dumb.
Yeah.
So I mean,
And I agree with you 100%.
so
'cause
yeah,
it's
there,
like-
I mean, there are racist people out there.
Yeah.
But what the problem is too is that it's a learned behavior. I mean, you look at a kid that grows up hearing that shit from his old man, who's an ignorant fuckhead.
Yeah.
He's going to grow up to be an ignorant fuckhead. His kids are going to be ignorant fuckheads,
Yeah.
and you're going to have a fucking whole fucking family line of ignorant fuckheads.
Yeah.
Where do you fucking stop it?
And it's kind of funny, but 5 months ago when I first started working in liquor store, a lot of people looked at me like, ooh, he's Latin. And they're
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Now that they've gotten to know me, it's like they don't even care.
Yeah.
They're like,
Why should they care?
yeah.
They shouldn't. I mean,
No.
dude.
Yeah, no, but now they're like, hey, Ricardo, how are you doing? And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm great. Thank you.
I mean, I don't know. When I met you, I was just like,
Yeah.
I mean, we talked a few times, and then I was like, hey, man,
Yep.
I think you got a story to tell. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't.
No, it's the best decision I could have made.
And that's the thing is that most people, I don't think they look at other individuals and form that judgment. Some people do,
Yeah.
and that's unfortunate. But people do that to me too. If I'm in a certain environment,
Yeah.
then I also get judged.
Yeah.
It never fails when I'm out in Los Angeles and I'm hanging out with my friends out there, and then I'm the minority. I'm the only white dude in the bunch. It never fails. We're out at a bar. We're out at a whatever the fuck, whatever we're doing, and it never fails. And it always is. It's always a Latino woman goes, "What's up with the white boy?" You know, and I half the time it just goes right past me because I'm like, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's. It was like, what's up with you? You know, I mean, it's like, and my friends usually jump on that right away. They're like, you know, shut the fuck up, you know. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, that's the thing. It is funny. And we really do need to take a more of a comedic approach at our perceptions of people, because the stereotypes that we put on people are just ridiculous and hilarious. And some of the best conversations I ever had in prison were with guys from different backgrounds than me, and different ethnicities, different religions, and we would sit there and we'd make fun of each other. Yeah, but it was totally politically incorrect. Yeah, those were conversations that, you know, these shit libs would just like lose their minds over, but they were inappropriate conversations, but they were also in jest. Yeah, and it was like an eye-opening experience, I think, to all of us to realize that we had these perceptions of one another that weren't true at all, but that's what we and to laugh at that. Yeah, exactly. That's where you build bridges. Yeah, right. Not by being this, you know. No, you can't say this and you can't say that. It's like
the two roommates that I had in Miami, Will and Pat. I mean, one was a white boy from Daytona Beach. One was a brown dude from Nicaragua. So it's like, I'm from Mexico, so it's like, and we became best friends just by talking to each other. And right. It's like, you know what? We're not so different.
Exactly, and that's the crazy thing that happens too, is that you get to that point where you realize that this dude is just the same. He's the same as me, you know. And I mean, I had conversations in prison with guys that were like, "I've never really talked to a white dude." You know, you're all right for a white dude, and I'd be like, "Well, you're not so bad for a black guy." Yeah, and we'd have a laugh over it, you know, have a laugh at a Coke or whatever, you know. I mean, and you know, there's guys I had that conversation with I still keep in touch with, you know, and I'm from out here in the middle of nowhere, you know what I mean? It's like
kind of funny, but in my freshman class in Miami, I was in a project with Frank Gore, the running back.
Oh yeah. That's awesome, man.
And we became good friends because I mean, he was like, I don't know what the teacher is asking of us. I was like, I've got you.
Yeah, a lot of those guys playing D1 football, man, they have a rough time. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about cats that this stupid phone. I want to throw this thing. I mean, you're talking about guys that football is it. Yeah. That's I mean, that's the, you know, like we were talking about Willis McGahee. Yeah. With his, I mean, it was amazing that he actually made it to the NFL after that leg break. But I mean, guys like that, I mean, they're not going to college. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, they're not in college to try and seek a degree. They are looking for an NFL contract.
Yeah. And I mean, that was the deal with Frank Gore. I mean, he played a couple of years in college and then he was gone.
And the average career of an NFL player is it's like 3.5 years. Yeah. I mean, you're one hit away every game. You're one play away, and you don't know when that play's coming. I mean, do you think McGahee thought he was going to get his leg snapped like that on that play? Probably not.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it happens all the time. I mean, football's a brutal fucking sport. It's rough. And, I mean, that's why I think those guys should get paid. Yeah. You know? I mean, look how much money did Frank Gore make the University of Miami?
Oh, back in those days, it's like...
I bet he made them... I mean, they're packing that stadium.
Yeah. But it's like...
Selling them jerseys.
Yeah, but it's like his money, it's like zero. Yeah. But it's like...
Yeah, they say, oh, well, you're getting a free education. And it's like, you know... I'm sorry, but what's this dude going to do with that you know, he's not even going to class most of the time.
Which is good that they're changing it now where they can actually make money for themselves.
They should. And, I mean, you should be able to, if you're a college football player, like, you look at, I'm trying to remember the dude's name that played at Ohio State that got and all that shit, you know, because he was at a card shop signing autographs. Yeah. Dude, that's your autograph. Yeah. Why can't you make money off that? That's your signature. Like, you can't go and make money off your signature?
No, that's...
What the fuck is that? That's garbage.
Oh no, because he's enrolled in college and he shouldn't be able to. It's like,
but
how is he supposed to survive then?
But knucklehead up the way. I mean, he's out making money, working at a whatever shitty cheese job, or working at Starbucks a couple hours a day or whatever, making mocha latte chinos. This guy's packing football fucking stadiums full of 50,000 people.
Oh, it's more than that.
Making millions for that university, and he can't go to a card shop and sign some cards, sign some footballs for some, and make a little coin. I mean, that's his hard work.
Yeah,
that's gone into that name. I mean, it's his name. That belongs to him. How can you not make money off that? That doesn't make any damn sense.
Thankfully, they're changing that.
Yeah,
so,
and they should have done that a long time ago.
I agree.
Should have done it a long time ago.
Because it's bullshit for kids. I mean, it's like...
Well, yeah, and a lot of times, I mean, I watched a lot of these cats in the colleges I went to where dudes were, I mean, these are big dudes playing football. I mean, you're talking about big-ass linemen and shit, and these guys need food.
Yeah.
And they're not getting, they don't have any money, so they're eating in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
They're getting a shitty tray of garbage food. I mean, guys are half starving to death.
Yeah.
And it's like, but they're supposed to go out there and do 2-a-day practices.
Oh, yeah.
Bash heads with the biggest dudes in the country and play D1 football on TV in front of a nation of millions.
Yeah.
And
pretend like
everybody knows who they are and they're starving to death.
Yeah.
Come on. That's bullshit, man. That's just crap.
Oh, I agree 100%.
It's crap, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but they need to figure something out with that. And the NCAA has just gotten away with it because basically what they're offering the NFL is a free farm system, basically. They're offering them a free developmental league.
Yeah.
And then they're saying, oh, well, he's getting a college scholarship. Well,
Whatever.
what the fuck does it cost to fucking put a kid in a classroom?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Really? You got some uppity fucking professor and you got a goddamn, I mean, most of those classes at a big university, you got a lecture hall with 300 people in them.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of those classes I know I took, I never even met the professor.
And now with COVID, it's like most of the classes are online, so it's like...
Yeah. Well, even when I was in school, there was a lot of those classes, those big, huge survey, where every test you'd take on the Scantron.
Yeah.
There were classes where I never personally talked to a professor at all.
Yeah.
All I was a Scantron. And he didn't even look at the Scantron.
Yeah,
it went to the teacher's assistant, and then they spit it through a machine.
Yeah.
And so you're just a number, and you're a nobody. I mean, what does that? What's the overhead on that for the school?
Yeah.
I mean, so you're letting guys go to those classes, and then for what? To get a shitty piece of paper?
It's bullshit.
It is. It's garbage. The whole thing is fucking messed up. College is a fucking joke. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. I think it used to have some merit, but anymore, I don't necessarily see. I mean, if you're going to be a doctor, I suppose.
Yeah.
You go to medical school. Even to be a lawyer, I think it's bullshit that there's only 5 states in this country where you can pass a bar exam and get your attorney's license without going to school. And I think that's California, Oregon, Washington, and I want to say Vermont. And maybe New Hampshire. I could be wrong. I mean, I've taken a mock bar exam and passed it. And if I can do that, why shouldn't I be able to get an attorney's license?
Yeah.
If you can pass the test, then they just want your money.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. It's certification, not education. Pay up. Anyway, we digress. But I guess we got off on a better subject than where we were at. I don't know. That's just, but that comes down to kind of the same type of thing, though, because, I mean, you think about the whole deal with college. I mean, if you don't have that shitty piece of paper, then you don't have a right to do something that you could, perhaps be qualified to do.
Yeah.
I mean, what was that movie, Good Will Hunting, where, they asked him about, college degree or whatever. He said, shit, ain't nothing I couldn't learn for $4.95 in late fees at the public fucking library.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can learn. I mean,
it's true.
You
it's
can.
The truth.
It is. You can learn whatever. You can do whatever you want. I mean, I try and learn new things every day, and I'm not putting myself on a pedestal whatsoever. But when I talk to people, they ask me, and I'm like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. I mean, I talked to my buddy the other night. He's had a truck stuck here and doesn't know what to do with it. Well, I got his batteries all charged up, ready to go back on the truck. They were down to 3 volts each. Yeah. He thought he needed new batteries. I was like, no, dude, I can bring those things back. I can rejuvenate them for you. I mean, people are like, huh? I mean, just shit like that. It's like every day I try to learn something new, and I flop and flail, and I mean, But I mean, it's like if you try and learn something new every day, no matter what it is.
Yeah, no, but here you go. So I used to work in XBRL. They don't teach you that shit in college.
Right.
It's like most of that stuff you have to learn on your own.
Yeah.
So it's like after college, and I had to learn that where I was working, and then it's like you've got to learn it quick. And
like you couldn't have learned that without going to school. I mean, you could learn that without going and through all those years of college and all that, and paying all that money.
Yeah, college is like whatever.
You put yourself 200. I mean, when I was going, it was like, you know, I mean, I think for a 4-year state degree back in the mid '90s, you know, you're looking at $60,000 to $80,000, which was a phenomenal amount of money. Now you're looking at $200,000.
Yeah.
And so a kid at 22, 23, whatever, when they get out of college, they're already that far in debt. And boy, I mean, they ain't fucking around with wanting their money back.
Yeah.
You know, Joe Biden promised, you know, college debt forgiveness. Where's that at? Oh, it's right there with the $15 an hour, you know, minimum wage across the nation. It's, you know, right there with health care for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stick it up your ass. I mean, these politicians are just, like I said, they're just like the guys in high school running for, you know, we're going to have pop machines and bullshit. We need hamburgers every day.
No, but I swear, that's the sad truth. It's like I ended up working in XBRL, so that became my specialty. But when did I learn that in college?
Nowhere.
Never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nowhere. And most of the time, that's the case. You get on. I mean, it's on the job experience. That I mean, it's nothing you learned in school. I mean, you know how many jobs I've gotten that I've just showed up and lied about?
Yeah.
Can you do this? Yep. You bet. I can do. And you know, and they're I've showed up there. You know, going. I don't even know. But you sit there and you kind of watch it and you just jump in where you okay, I can figure that. I can do that. You know, I mean, and you learn. But I mean, that's the thing is like, you know, there's nothing like visceral hands-on experience to that's your education. That's where your education comes from. It's like doing this. Yeah. And who knows? Maybe this sounds like shit right now. I don't fucking know. I never thought I'd be able to do anything like this. I'm a you know, but this is a tool. I'm a tool guy.
And
you know,
awesome.
I mean, look at all the tools.
Yeah.
But these are all tools. You know, it's just a matter of learning how to use them.
Yeah.
And I never learned any of this shit in college. I mean, we barely had the internet.
Yeah.
I remember when we got the internet, and you know, then they started sending out the emails, and I'd tell my professors, I'd be like, I want a paper syllabus, and they would get so pissed. They're like, check your email. I'm like, I don't have a computer. You can go to the email. You can go to the computer.
Yeah.
Room. I was like, I pay your salary, dude. It's like, all I'm asking is a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Oh, they'd get mad. I mean, I didn't even know how to check my email. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
I was still handwriting papers. And I'd do it just to piss them off.
Oh, my God.
I'd do it just to make them mad because that's who I am. I like to buck and piss people off a little bit and, you know, challenge authority.
But, I mean, when I went to school in 2001, it was that way. I mean, it was everything handwritten because it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, they had their parameters. I've always had really nice handwriting.
Yeah.
And, you know, you'd have to do every other line, and you know, a 12-page paper would have to be like 24 pages written, and I'd write it all out. I didn't have any scribble marks, cross anything out. Go turn it in, and they'd just look at me like, but what are they going to do?
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
I don't know. I mean,
I think that by the time I turn into
kids can't write. My kid can't write. His handwriting. Oh my God.
No, I agree because Andrew is the same way.
I could write better with a pen between my toes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, Andrew is the same way. It's like
not his fault.
It's like I just look at what he writes and I'm like, what the? It's like.
And I've tried, but the thing is a different world.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I suppose I should have sat down, but he would have just hated me for making him sit there and write.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And I mean, they don't teach it. You know, I mean, everything that they have is right here. But the thing is when these screens go down, and it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. There's going to be some despot leader of some country that's going to figure out how to fire off an EMP that's going to just wipe out the whole grid. Or our grid's going to go down because of the jackasses in D.C., like Squirrely Joe. He sits there and blames the American people, blames OPEC. It's like, dude, we were energy independent before you took it over, and now you're going to run it all on the ground. And then did you see his boy, old Hunter? He made a nice deal with the Chinese.
Oh no, I haven't.
Oh yeah, he made a big deal with for them to get access to a bunch of cobalt, which is needed for solar panels and a lot of different industries. And he just went over there and made that deal. So they're looking at him. There's nothing going to happen with that guy though. There's nothing going to happen with any of them. All of them are just they're all just crooks. So until people wise up.
Where is our vice president?
Who the fuck knows?
Exactly.
Under a rock somewhere. I don't know. They send her to weird places. They send her to like make Nassau commercials with child actors.
It's like
and just giggle and laugh.
Shouldn't she be more involved in all this bullshit?
Right. And I mean, she's supposed to be the one in charge of the southern border. She went to Texas.
Oh yeah. It's like,
but she didn't go to fucking Del Rio.
Yeah, it's like,
and then Biden's like, I've been there, I know it well. It's like, dude, you drove through Texas in 2008 on the campaign trail with Barack Obama. You do not know the border.
Yeah,
you have no idea. You've not been. I mean, and he's just outright lies.
Yeah,
and he's up there making those weird, and he does that whisper stuff. Pay your fair share. It's like, what are you doing? Is that what a president does? They talk about Trump not being presidential.
Yeah.
Trump was fucking hilarious, at least. At least he was fucking funny. This guy talking about hairy legs and kids jumping on his legs in a swimming pool and how he likes kids on his lap and he's smelling little girls' hair and Jesus Christ. Doesn't know what the Declaration of Independence is.
Oh my God.
48 years in fucking Congress and public service in politics, and you don't know what you have the thing.
Oh no, but the crazy thing is that I heard him say yesterday or two that he's planning on running again, and I'm like,
oh, I know that's
what the.
That ain't gonna happen.
It's like
there's
just
no way.
Call it quits. You're gonna be like 82.
Well, then I mean they're talking about there's some infighting going on between Kamala Harris and
oh my God.
The Harris and the Biden people are apparently not happy with one another. And so there's discussions about, some kind of I don't know how that would work, but I think that they can get rid of the vice president, and they're talking about putting Pete Buttigieg, the guy that took 2 months of paternity leave.
Yeah. As vice president, it's like, give me a fucking break.
He's gay.
Yeah.
Nobody had a child.
No.
They adopted a kid.
Yeah.
Maternity leave is one thing. Paternity leave, okay, maybe for a week or two or something. I can understand that if you need to be around to help your wife to I mean that's okay. 2 months in the middle of a pandemic?
Yeah, no.
And then he comes out and he says that the all the shit that's floating around out there on the West Coast in those big ass cargo ships. He says that it's a sign of how well we're doing.
Yeah, no.
Because we're just buying so many things.
No, but
it's like, no, it's not there, Pete Buttigieg.
Hold on, let me say, when I was on paternity leave because of Elena's birth, I went to Walmart that Friday and I looked at all the shit that they had to do in liquor store, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to come tonight and take care of this, because if I don't do that...
You're going to come back to an even bigger shit show. Yeah.
It's like, then who's going to take care of it tomorrow? No one.
No, yeah.
So it's like,
I remember that. Yeah.
And I showed up that night, and then I came here and I was pissed.
I know, you were fucking mad. And rightly so.
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, I mean, I mean, there's no problem with it. I mean, paternity, that's
yeah.
Hey, you should be there for your significant other if you have a child. I mean,
no,
but 2 months.
Yeah.
And you're gay. Nobody went through the physical process of giving birth.
Yeah.
Nobody in that relationship. No, not to say anything negative about gay men having adopting children. That's I'm not saying anything about that. But you don't need 2 fucking months when you're the fucking Secretary of Transportation and we're in the middle of a fucking crisis.
Exactly. No, but the funny thing is, like, that day I talked to my wife and I was like, I'm going to go to work. And she's like, wait, but you're on paternity leave. I was like, I'm not anymore. I'm going to go work.
I would have probably done the same exact thing.
And she's like, okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
I was like, are you sure you're okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. I was like, all right.
No, I can understand that, though. I mean... but yeah, I mean, so that's what they're talking is that, this booty, whatever. The guy's a deer in the headlights. He doesn't even know what's going on.
Oh my god.
There's talk that he's the next in line or the next
Give me a fucking break. It's like
these Democrats don't have nothing. They got nothing in the tank. I mean, what are they? Who do they got?
Bernie. He's too
old. How fucking old is he? Jesus Christ, that hunchback old fucker. What's he gonna do? Get up there. 1% to the 10% to the 1% to the 10% to the 1% to the I'm directing the bed.
Yeah.
I mean, all he's done, he talks all this stuff, and then he just goes and he just kowtows down to. I mean, this last election, they asked him at one point. They said, "Do you think that Joe Biden can beat Trump?" And okay, at that point, he's running against Joe Biden.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of saying no. Joe Biden can't beat Donald Trump, but I can. He's, oh yeah, Joe's an old friend of mine. We go way back in the day. I mean, that showed you right there what he was getting ready to do. He was getting ready to go through the fucking, the process, and then
take off.
Then to fall down, and then back Joe fucking Biden, who hid out in a closet for 50 days before the election. I hope America is happy.
But I really like Ron DeSantis for president.
I do too, man. Yeah. And I was wondering I was talking to somebody about that earlier today. I was saying, you know what? I think Trump's going to run.
I don't think he's going to make it, but
I think he's going to run again. He's gotten himself in. I think he is, and I think what he's going to do is he's going to have DeSantis as his VP. So then when Trump is done with his next 4 years, then DeSantis is going to be there to step in, and so then you'll have 8 years of DeSantis.
Yeah.
I kind of see that as something that might happen.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't see what the Democrats have.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, who the fuck is it? I mean, Jesus Christ. I don't understand how people of color can get behind them.
Maybe
they've fucked it all up. They've fucked it all. They've fucked everything.
Yeah, maybe Tulsi Gabbard or.
Yeah, but Tulsi doesn't want anything to do with it anymore.
Yeah.
And they're gonna smear. I mean, I was completely behind her in the last election. To tell you the truth, I mean, if you look back my social media, I was every time that I spoke about the election, I was like, listen, here is your woman of color, and this is. I mean, she was the one that was most well suited for the position, and. I mean, Hillary Clinton said she's a Russian asset.
Oh, whatever.
And I mean, they slandered her, and there was no way they were going to let her in there because she is anti-war, because she's been in war. She's a medic, for fuck's sake. She saw her brothers and sisters killed. I mean, how many of her brothers and sisters in the military did she watch die while trying to save their lives?
Yeah.
She knows the cost of war firsthand. These fucking fat cat fuckheads that take all this lobbyist money and shit and just vote however the fuckers want them to. They don't know.
Yeah.
They've not been there. They've never been in a war zone. They got no fucking clue.
No, but that's exactly why
that's why she should be there.
Yeah.
Because she would make she would be able to make the difficult choice. You know what I mean? Like I've said before, the standout moment for me in the whole Trump presidency, because there wasn't a lot of those standout moments.
Yeah.
I mean, there was not me. And I've brought this up before, but the one that I can think of is when we had that drone flying over Iranian airspace, and they shot it down, and the Democrats we were going to go in there and bomb this apartment building where we thought look what happened in Afghanistan. We bombed a vehicle with a social worker and a bunch of kids because that's who they thought, did that fucking, did that bombing.
Mm-hmm.
We killed a bunch of innocent people.
Yeah.
And so Trump sat back and he said, wait a minute, how many innocent people are going to die if we go in and we bomb this apartment building to kill these 3 dudes that we think are behind this? But it shouldn't have even mattered because we had that drone in their airspace where we were not supposed to be anyhow. So they were well within their rights to shoot it down. And there should have been any repercussions because think about it. If there was an Iranian drone flying over the United States, think about the fucking heads that would roll on that shit. I mean, it would get real in the field.
Yeah.
And Trump said no. They said 93 people are going to die, and he said no, and he pulled them out of it. And the Democrats were so pissed at him for doing that. And I tell you, to me that was a standout moment in that presidency. To me, personally, I think because that showed that he did actually, underneath all that megalomaniac tendencies and all that shit, that he did have thought and compassion for others that were innocent that didn't deserve to get fucking blown up that day.
Yeah.
I mean, would Biden do that? He wouldn't even know. He just signs whatever they put in front of him. They just stick their hand up his ass like a sock puppet, and they just make him say whatever the fuck they want him to say. And he just fucking guy can't even walk. Or watching him walk is just weird.
Maybe he'll fall asleep like in the.
At the climate. The climate summit. That was great because all he talks about is climate change, and then he shows up there, and you've got a guy up there, a disabled man, talking about the effect of global warming on the disabled, and he's sleeping. Yeah, and a staff member has to wake him up, and then he farts in front of the goddamn, in front of the what is it, the Duchess of oh God, she's still talking about it. He just stood there and just ripped at just. She called it a long fart. The Duchess of Cornwall.
Oh my God.
He's sitting there talking to her and he just rips ass. Dude shits his pants while he's talking to a fucking Duchess after he falls asleep.
Oh my God.
That's great.
Yeah. Oh.
That's our guy.
Yeah.
That's exactly our guy. We got a country of 330 some million fucking people, and that's our guy.
Yeah.
Are you telling me we can't find somebody that could, put on a little bit of better fucking show than that?
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, you could put a baboon on a bicycle and have him go in and do better than that. He might throw his poo at somebody, but, you expect that out of a baboon.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, at least he's doing what he's supposed to do.
That's what he does, yeah.
Yeah.
Biden goes in there and fucking shits his pants and falls asleep. I mean, at the climate summit that he's
Yeah. Oh, my God.
After he's destroyed jobs for how many people, just shutting down pipelines.
Oh, my
it's
God.
Like, and then OPEC won't give us any oil. It's like, we were energy independent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, how can a guy be that fucking arrogant and stupid to sit there and blame
OPEC?
But he also blames the American people for everything too. I mean, it's amazing how many times you listen to him and he throws the blame on the people. And it's like, what? Let's spend another $4 trillion. Where's it at?
Yeah.
Here's your $1,200 check for the next 3 years.
Yeah, it's like,
have fun with that. Roll of toilet paper is going to be $27.99.
Yeah. It's like I don't think it has clicked in his brain how
he doesn't have
the
a
economy
brain.
works. It's like,
I don't think he's got a brain. I don't think he ever has. He's always been a plagiarist.
Yeah.
I mean, from back in the day. I mean, I'm trying to remember the name of the guy, the British politician that he stole basically word for word this guy's speech and then gave the speech here. And back then we didn't have the social media. Now everything you do is obviously right there online and you can look it up and you can find out anything. Back then, it took a little bit of homework.
Yeah.
But I mean, he constantly plagiarized. He lies. I mean, he said he graduated top of his class or whatever, and they said he wasn't even the top 50%. I mean, he's out there riding around on his bicycle. Fucking Jesus Christ. It's just a joke. It's all just a fucking joke. Yeah. Until people wake up and realize what a fucking joke it actually is. And I don't think it's going to get better in this country. It's going to have to, everything that goes up has got to come down.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, until things crash and burn, people don't make the tough decisions. They don't make the difficult choices. They don't realize what's going on around them.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of the things I've been saying now for quite some time, it's just they're all coming true. They're all coming to be. And it's like,
You know what's kind of crazy is like, I think in the last 6 weeks, I've only gotten one comment from one guy who wasn't sold that he was like, holy fuck, this is so expensive now. And I'm like, yeah. And that's the only comment that I've gotten because everyone else just comes in and pays whatever they want to. And it's like,
and then they make these promises of free money and nobody understands. I mean, that's great that people are getting paid higher wages, but you know what? It doesn't translate because, I mean, where's that? Where's that money coming from? It's going to have to, and that the Waltons that own Walmart, they got to make their billions.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so they got to keep that profit margin fucking flowing, which I don't know that goes back to another thing that I just have never understood is why do you have to have such a belligerent?
Yeah.
Why does the 1% have to have so much fucking money?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, great. You know, you made some money, great. You know, but there's only so much.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
trillions. I mean, you're looking at Bezos in 2026. They're estimating he's going to be a billionaire or a trillionaire.
Yeah. It's like,
I mean, a trillionaire. Why do you need it? What are you going to do? I mean, okay, you want to make $1 trillion, fine, but it's not real money.
Yeah.
It's not real. It's currency, but it's not real money.
Yeah, it's
because
just
there's no value to
account.
it.
Yeah,
and it's not. Yeah, he's not got $1 trillion in hard currency.
Yeah, no.
It's a number. It's a digital number on a screen. And I think when the whole shit house goes up in flames, it's going to be funny to see those guys like the Bezoses and the Bill Gateses and these people that have lived in this opulent comfort. And, you know, I mean, wait till it turns into the Book of Eli out there.
Yeah.
And they get eaten. Bill Gates gets his card and get eaten right off. And I mean, that dude ain't going to survive.
Yeah. No.
You know, none of those guys are. I mean, it's. And they think that it's permanent and that it's real and it's not.
Yeah.
And they don't understand that they're gonna die. You want to live your life in the pursuit of that? I mean, I think Musk is a little different. I think he's trying to do some decent things.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. The whole thing about going to Mars is kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, who wants to go live up there?
No. Maybe like 100 years. Maybe I don't know.
I mean,
it's like now. It's like we're in the middle of a pandemic. It's like
still,
yeah,
and it just keeps mutating and coming back, and it's gonna come back again.
Exactly.
And we're coming up on it's gonna be the middle of winter here before we know it. And where's the flu? Where is the flu? Influenza? Where did you go? I've heard nothing about that.
I mean, it's just funny because...
Have you seen anybody advertising flu shots?
I mean, I got my flu shot like 4 weeks ago, but it's like... I just got it because I go to a doctor a couple times a year, and it's like, it's time for my flu shot. So it's like, whatever.
Yeah, I've never had one. I won't ever get one.
But it's like...
I mean...
It's like, all right, I'll roll down my sleeve, and then it's like, boom, that's it. All right.
Because usually you see like at the, you'll see signs about it and stuff like that. It's nothing.
No.
Where's the flu?
Yep.
I've not heard a thing.
And and I'm supposed to get my booster shot. Yeah.
Oh God.
Next week.
So number 3?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I'd be careful with that.
But here's the deal. I promised Andrew that I could go with him to get it. So because I could get it like since like 3 weeks ago or whatever. So I mean,
is he going to get the jab?
He already got the first one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it didn't do anything to him. It's like, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's just
it's just silly because
they're saying now. I mean, I was watching a deal last night where they're saying that everybody's going to get it.
Yeah.
And that the shot's not doing it's not going to keep you from getting it.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to get it, and it might reduce the severity of it. Maybe.
Yeah. It's like,
but people are having problems when they're having reactions to the shot too. So I don't know, man. It's like I said, all I know is I'm not getting it, and whatever, nobody has to do like I do.
Yeah.
But everybody should have the right to do what they feel is necessary, and that's the thing. I mean, like, I don't want to get it. You've got it. Hey, that's your choice, man.
Yeah.
It's your choice.
And
and I don't.
I think that's
I don't think I can sit there and argue with you about it. I mean, it's every person has the right to, to do what they want to do.
No, I mean, let me say it's funny because in Maryland I was like so pro government and everything. It's like, oh yeah, I'll get the shot. Ever since I moved here, I started opening my eyes a little bit more to like, wait, that's your decision. Should be between you and the government. It's like no one else's decision.
Yeah, it should be between you and your doctor.
Yeah.
Or just, I mean, it's your choice. It's your body. It's your life. And the thing that has gotten me about the whole vaccine issue and them talking about it being a pandemic of the unvaccinated, the statistics say that if you've gotten the jab, you are just as likely to contract and shed the virus as somebody who's unvaccinated. Now, this is unlike any vaccination ever in history, because when I was a kid and I got the measles, mumps, and rubella shot, I've never had to get that shot again, and I'll never get. I mean, you get like polio, right? Yeah. You get the shot, you're not going to get. I mean, this keeps going through these mutations, and then it's just going to keep coming around. It's like, well, you get 6 months of immunity, then you got to go get another jab, and it's like, what? I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me personally. Now, if it does to you out there, and hey, you do what you got to do. You know what I mean? I don't care. It's your choice, your decision, just like it's my choice. Yeah, my decision. You know, and that's what I was trying to tell you. Yeah.
In Maryland, I was like all pro government, and ever since I moved here, it's like, wait, it's your decision. So it's my decision to get the vaccine, but it doesn't have to be my wife's decision. It's like, yeah,
and you can't make that decision for other people. I mean, and these vaccine mandates, and the idea of having these cards and these IDs to say, it's absolutely insane. And the next thing that's coming out is this digital digital identification, which is going to have your driver's license, your bank account information, your credit card information. It's going to have your vaccination information. It's going to have your mortgage information. It's going to have your car.
Oh no, it's
going to have your car loan information. It's going to have.
It's on the Apple Wallet. I mean, it has all that information.
Everything. Yeah. And you won't even have to carry an ID.
Yeah.
You know, it's just. You know, and I don't know what they're going to do. I would imagine, I don't doubt that they won't start shipping people. You just put your hand under a deal, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you look at a lot of countries have done away. I mean, they want to get rid of cash.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody talks about these stimulus plans and how they're printing money. They're not printing money. People don't understand. It's not cash. Even if they did print the money, there's nothing backing it for one.
It's just putting the money from
just like me going
boom, that's it.
And now I just sent however many billion to Bank of America to pay off their CEOs or whatever, you know. And then I mean, you do the math on $1 trillion and you figure that the eligible people that get their little stimulus check, and then you look at what's left over on it. And I've done this with people. I've had them do the multiplication and the math problem on it, and then it's like, okay, where'd this go?
Yeah.
Because this little chunk over here is what the people got.
Yeah.
And this over here just disappeared.
No.
Went right to Wall Street.
Yeah.
That's all. You go in and get a loan. No money. They didn't loan you any money.
No, it's all like a piece of paper that says that
you go in there, you sign a promissory note, and the only money that changes hands is your down payment.
Yeah.
That's the only money that was actually earned. And it's not even real money. It's just currency, because when you're going in there typically and you write a check.
Yeah.
So you're not going in there with a bag with 20 grand in it. You buy a $250,000 house. What are you throwing down 25 grand as a down payment? No, you're writing a check.
Yeah.
And so it's just and how'd you get that money? Well, your job, they digitally transferred it to your bank account.
Yeah.
So there's nothing behind it. And when the confidence wears out, the thing's gonna it's gonna go, and people are gonna start understanding the difference between money and currency, and they're gonna start understanding about fiat currency, which I'd like to think people are starting to figure it out, but people are stupid.
Yeah.
People are stupid, man.
Oh no,
they
people
are so,
just want to keep living their
you
lives.
fucking work at Walmart. You see the dumbest motherfuckers on a daily basis. Jesus Christ. Oh, I can't even imagine. You got to see some real peaches out there.
It's like, you do see that, but it's like, you just try to block everyone. It's like, you just do your job. And
when I used to work in customer service jobs, I used to make up shit and I'd tell people the goofiest shit in the, and half the time they believe it. I'd just tell them, they'd ask dumb questions, and I'd always have a predisposed answer for them, and that got me through the days. But
anyways.
I don't know. I guess we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
I suppose. Anyway, I don't know.
Let's go back to Rittenhouse. And, oh, my God.
Rittenhouse shit. Yeah, anyway, use your skulls on this thing, people, because you got to read between the lines here. And don't be listening to Don't listen to MSNBC. Don't listen to fucking
CNN.
CNN is the worst piece of garbage. ABC, NBC,
what was her name?
Anna Gasparian, the Young Turks.
Oh my God.
And Cenk Uygur. They're bought and paid for. They got 26. They got a 26 whatever it was, $26 million buyout or some shit.
Yeah.
And they went. I mean, that's why Jimmy Dore quit working for him, and that's why him and Cenk are fighting like crazy all the time. And Cenk, he's challenging. He's saying he could beat Joe Rogan's ass. He said that a couple weeks back. I was just going, "Oh my God, you fat idiot!" I was like, "Have you ever seen Joe Rogan kick a heavy bag?"
Yeah.
He'd kick your head right off your fucking neck. That dude, he's like 54, 55.
Yeah.
Dude's just ripped. You watch him kick a bag.
Yeah.
Oh, terrifying. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I'll pull it up when we get off.
Yeah.
I got to check it. Dude, that guy, I mean, if
believe
you got kicked by him, you can't block that.
Yeah.
You put your arm up, try to block your
Yeah.
broken arm. And it's going to go through your arm and your ribs are going to be sticking out of the back of your head. You look like a shish kebab.
I believe that. Yeah.
Anyway. All right, people. Y'all be good.
Yeah.
We're going to bounce out of here. Don't believe the hype.
No.
You know what I mean? Just don't believe it because it's all a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And just please
bullshit.
Do your homework. When you look at the news, just do your homework.
And be good to one another for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
You know, everything doesn't have to be racial. You know, we can all get along and be fine, and that's what they don't want us to do. That's the big thing. Keep that in mind, is that by keeping everybody divided and playing this racial bullshit, this is how these oligarchs stay in power. And also remember that we don't live in a democracy. We don't live in even in a representative republic anymore. We live in a fucking oligarchy, and there's a small percentage of the people that run it all, and you ain't one of them. Yep. And nor are you.
Nope.
Nor am I. So.
But you know what? Even though I'm not one of them, I'm more than happy living my life. It's like
sure, yeah, and I am too. But I mean, the thing is that the more we become, you know, understanding of one another, and compassionate towards one another, and we realize that that person over there who looks that certain way, that's supposed to be my enemy, is not my enemy. In fact, that person is just like me and my friend, and I've been duped into thinking that's my enemy. So, know your enemy, and your enemy is not your neighbor. Yeah. It's not somebody that lives on the wrong side of town. It's not somebody that looks different than you. Your enemy, well, we all know who that is. So, wise up, be right. Yeah. From the Navigator and I.
See you later, guys.